By the time she realized the live stream was still recording, 73,000 people had already heard her say my name. Not the version of my name she used online. Not poor Viola. Not that bitter ex. Not the girl who couldn't keep her man. She said my full name. Viola Carter. And then she said the sentence that made the entire comment section freeze. She never cheated. We made that part up. For 3 seconds, nobody in that room moved. Not her. Not Adrian. Not the 2 friends sitting beside her with champagne glasses. Not the camera guy she had hired to make her little victory party look like a celebrity interview. The only thing moving was the comment section. Question marks, screen recordings. People typing my name like they had just found the missing piece of a story they had been laughing at for 6 weeks. I was sitting in my apartment in Atlanta, barefoot, wearing one of my father's old Howard University sweatshirts, watching the woman who had stolen my fiancé explain herself to the internet without realizing she had become her own evidence. My thumb rested near the screen. I could have stopped watching. I could have cried. I could have screamed. But I didn't. Because silence had taught me something by then, loud people fight for witnesses. Women like me stay quiet because the proof already knows the address. 6 weeks earlier, my life still had a front porch. That is how I remember it. Not by dates, not by messages. By the way, my life still had a place where peace could sit down. Adrian Vale and I lived in a small house in Decatur, just outside Atlanta. It was not fancy, but it had good bones, white siding, blue shutters, a porch swing. My father, Samuel Carter, helped me hang before he passed. My mother, Evelyn, used to say a home should feel like someone was waiting for you even when nobody was there. That house felt like that to me. I worked as a client relations manager for a healthcare software company downtown. Adrian worked in brand partnerships. That meant he spent most of his day talking to influencers, sponsors, podcast hosts, lifestyle pages, fitness pages, people who could sell a water bottle if the lighting was good enough. That was how he met Chelsea Monroe. Chelsea had one of those Atlanta lifestyle accounts that made everything look expensive even when the receipt was probably crying. Brunches, hotel mirrors, soft life captions. Protected and spoiled. Private but never hidden. She had almost 300,000 followers and a talent for making other women feel like losing was a personal brand. At first, she was just one of Adrian's clients. Then she became one of his hardest accounts. Then she became a lot to manage. Then her name started appearing on his phone after midnight. The first time I saw it, I was washing dishes. Adrian's phone lit up on the counter. Chelsea Monroe. You left too fast. I stared at those 4 words while warm water ran over my hands. When Adrian walked into the kitchen, he picked up the phone quickly. Too quickly. I looked at him. He smiled. She's dramatic, he said. You know influencers. Everything is a performance. I wanted to believe him. That was my weakness. Not stupidity. Hope. Hope can dress like patience when you love someone. So I nodded. He came behind me, kissed my shoulder, and said, "Don't let her weirdness get in your head." For a few days, things got better. He brought flowers home. He cooked salmon badly and acted like it was a 5-star meal. He posted a photo of us on his story with the caption, "Home." And because I wanted peace more than I wanted proof, I let myself breathe. Then Chelsea followed me. I remember the exact moment because I was in line at a coffee shop near Peachtree Street. My phone buzzed. I looked down. Chelsea Monroe followed you. 3 minutes later, she liked a photo of me and Adrian from 2 years ago. Then another. Then another. Old photos. Engagement photos. A picture of my hand with a ring. A picture of Adrian kissing my forehead. Not normal likes. A woman scrolling through your life with gloves on. I told myself she was curious. Then she posted a story. Just a black screen with white letters. Some women are holding on to men who already left emotionally. No name, no tag, no proof. But somehow my stomach knew the post had my address. That night, I asked Adrian about her again. He got irritated, not angry at first. Just tired in a way that made me feel like my feelings were a bill he did not want to pay. "Viola," he said, rubbing his forehead, "I deal with women online for work. If you're going to read into every caption, this is going to be exhausting. That word stayed with me. Exhausting. A man can break your trust and still make your questions sound like the problem. I apologized. That is the part I hate admitting. I apologized because I thought love meant keeping the room calm even when my spirit was standing in smoke. 2 weeks later, the smoke became fire. It happened at a rooftop birthday dinner in Midtown. My cousin Brianna invited me. I almost did not go because Adrian said he had a late client call, and I did not want to sit around couples pretending I was not lonely inside my own engagement. But Brianna insisted. "Come out," she said. "You need air." So I wore a black dress, soft makeup, small gold hoops, and the ring Adrian had given me under the oak tree behind my father's house. I remember walking into the restaurant and seeing Chelsea before I saw Adrian. She was standing near the bar in a cream dress, phone in hand, laughing like the world was her private joke. Then Adrian turned. He was beside her. His hand was on the low part of her back, not floating, not accidental placed. There are moments when your brain tries to protect you by moving slowly. Mine did. It noticed the skyline first, the candles on the tables, a gold chain on Adrian's wrist. Chelsea's smile when she saw me. Then everything arrived at once. Adrian took his hand away. Chelsea did not move. She looked at my ring, then at my face, and smiled wider. "Oh," she said softly. "You came. Not hello, not nice to meet you. You came." Like I was the late guest at my own humiliation. Brianna appeared beside me and whispered, "Viola." Adrian walked toward me. "Can we talk outside?" I looked past him at Chelsea. She had already lifted her phone, not high enough to be obvious, just enough. That was when I understood something. Some people do not just hurt you. They want proof that you looked hurt. I turned and walked toward the elevator. Adrian followed me. Outside near the valet stand. He said the sentences men say when they want the benefits of honesty without the courage of confession. It just happened. I didn't plan it. She understands my world. She makes things feel lighter. I stood there with Atlanta traffic moving behind him and my engagement ring suddenly feeling like a handcuff made of memory. I asked him one question. "How long?" He looked away. That was the answer. When I got home, his clothes were already half gone. Not all of them. Just enough to tell me he had packed before the dinner. Just enough to tell me the rooftop was not the accident. It was the announcement. I sat on the edge of our bed until sunrise. At 6:12 a.m., Chelsea posted the first video. It was a soft focus clip of her at the rooftop, laughing beside Adrian. The caption said, "When he finally stops settling and chooses peace." She did not tag me. She did not need to. By noon, people had found my page. By evening, strangers were in my comments. "Girls, stand up. Couldn't keep him. This is embarrassing." Chelsea upgraded him. Some women are placeholders. I deleted Instagram from my phone that night. Then reinstalled it 10 minutes later because pain is strange. Sometimes you cannot stop touching the bruise. The next day, Chelsea went live. She sat in her apartment with Adrian off camera and answered questions with that soft, fake, humble voice people use when cruelty has a ring light. "I don't speak on other women," she said, smiling. "But sometimes a relationship is over before it's over." Then she paused. "Read a comment." Laughed. "No, I didn't steal anyone's man. You can't steal what was already unlocked." That clip went everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook groups. Some gossip page posted side-by-side photos of me and Chelsea with the headline, "Atal influencer says Fiancé left toxic ex for her." Toxic. That was the first time I saw the word attached to me. Then came the second lie. A burner account posted that Adrian had left because I cheated. Then another account said I had been emotionally abusive. Then a third account said I was obsessed with Chelsea and had been threatening her. None of it was true. But lies do not need roots when the crowd is hungry. They just need enough dirt to look planted. I wanted to respond. I typed paragraphs, deleted them, typed again. Brianna came over that Friday with takeout and found me sitting on the kitchen floor. She sat beside me and said, "Please tell me you're not going to fight her online." I shook my head. I don't know what I'm going to do. Brianna picked up my phone from the floor. She's baiting you, she said. She wants you emotional. She wants a clip. Don't give her a performance. That reminded me of my mother. Evelyn Carter never raised her voice when she was truly angry. She got quieter. She used to say, "Never hand your enemy your volume. Make them strain to hear your dignity." So I got quiet. Not weak quiet, working quiet. The first receipt came from Adrian himself. 3 days after the rooftop dinner, he emailed me about the house. Not called, not came by. Emailed, subject line, Decatur property. He wrote like a man trying to sound professional after setting fire to a home. He said since we had bought the house together, we needed to discuss fair division of shared assets. Shared assets. That porch swing had my father's fingerprints on it. The down payment came mostly from my savings and the money Samuel left me. Adrian had contributed, yes, but the house was not equal in the way he wanted the story to be equal. I went into my old folders, mortgage documents, bank statements, transfer records, emails from the closing attorney. Then I found something I had forgotten, a message from Adrian from the week before closing. Thank you for carrying the down payment. I'll make it up to you after this sponsorship deal clears. There it was. His own words. Not enough to win a war, but enough to remind me that memory becomes dangerous when it has attachments. The second receipt came from Chelsea. She posted a soft launch Q&A where someone asked, "How long have you and Adrian been together?" Chelsea smiled and said, "Time is complicated, but when something is meant for you, the universe removes obstacles." The universe. That is what people call betrayal when they want it to sound spiritual. But then she slipped. She said, "We connected at the Miami Brand Retreat, and everything changed." The Miami Brand Retreat had happened 4 months before Adrian and I split. 4 months. I had photos from that weekend because Adrian sent them to me. Hotel lobby. Conference badge. A Miss You selfie from his room. And now Chelsea was telling the internet that everything changed there. I saved the live screen, recorded it, downloaded it, uploaded it to a folder called Blue Porch. I did not know why I named it that. Maybe because some part of me was still trying to protect the home inside the evidence. The third receipt came from someone I did not expect. A woman named Dana sent me a message from a private account. She said she used to do part-time content editing for Chelsea. At first, I thought it was a trap. Then she sent screenshots, messages from Chelsea's group chat. One said, "Soft launch him before she can control the narrative." Another said, "If V reacts, we clip it and make her look crazy." Then one from Chelsea herself. Adrian says she's too classy to fight online, which is perfect. I stared at that one for a long time. Too classy to fight online. They had mistaken my restraint for a cage. Dana sent more. One message mentioned the cheating rumor. Chelsea had written, "Don't say I said it. Just let people wonder why he really left." That was not a confession, but it was close enough to smell like one. I thanked Dana. She said, "I'm sorry. She treats people like content." That line stayed with me, because that was exactly what Chelsea had done. She had turned my heartbreak into a carousel, my humiliation into engagement, my silence into a storyline she could monetize. By the third week, Adrian started sounding nervous. He texted me, "Can we talk without lawyers?" I replied, "About what?" This has gotten bigger than it needed to. I looked at that sentence and almost laughed. Men love calling the fire big after they throw the match. I did not reply. Then he sent, "Chelsea is under pressure. People are digging, please don't make things worse." Pressure, that invisible thing. For me, pressure had been sleeping alone in a house that still smelled like his cologne. For Chelsea, pressure was strangers asking for dates. I screenshotted the message, added it to Blue Porch. Then came the low point. My job called me into a meeting. My manager, Denise, looked uncomfortable before she even spoke. She said HR had received screenshots from anonymous accounts claiming I was harassing a public figure. I felt the room tilt. "Are you serious?" I asked. Denise sighed. "I know this sounds ridiculous, but your name is circulating online, and because you work with clients, leadership wants to make sure there's no reputational risk." Reputational risk? That was when they went too far. It was one thing to steal a man who had already chosen to be stolen. It was another thing to throw mud at my income. I sat in that conference room and felt something inside me become still. Not cold. Still, there is a difference. Cold means you stop feeling. Still means the feeling stops wasting motion. I asked Denise for the complaint in writing. She blinked. Why? So I can respond with documentation. That was the first time I said that word out loud. Documentation. It felt clean, like a key turning. That night, I stopped asking why they did it to me. I started asking what I could prove. I gathered everything. The rooftop video. The Miami Live clip. Chelsea's captions. Dana's screenshots. Adrian's texts. The house documents. The HR complaint. The anonymous accounts. I made a timeline. Dates. Times. Posts. Statements. Contradictions. I did not post a single thing, not one quote, not one God sees all, not one truth always comes out, because I did not want to warn them that truth had put on shoes. The turning point came from Chelsea's own arrogance. She announced a live stream event called Soft Life, Hard Lessons. It was sponsored by a boutique champagne brand and a local media page. The description said, Chelsea Monroe opens up about love, healing, public criticism, and choosing herself. Choosing herself. That phrase has carried many crimes. The flyer had her in a white suit, holding a glass, smiling like she had survived something she created. Adrian was listed as a special guest. That was when Brianna called me. You saw it. She's going to talk about you. I know. What are you going to do? I looked at my laptop, at the folders, at the timeline, at the screenshots stacked like quiet witnesses. I'm going to let her. There is a moment in every revenge story where people expect the woman to storm into the room, grab a microphone, shake, cry, expose everything with trembling hands. But that is not the kind of revenge I believe in. I believe in small actions with large consequences. So I sent one email, not to Chelsea, not to Adrian. To the producer of the live stream. His name was Marcus Bell, and his email was listed on the event partnership page. Subject line, potential legal and reputational concern regarding the 14th of June livestream. I kept the email short. I introduced myself. I explained that Chelsea Monroe and Adrian Vale were preparing to discuss me publicly using statements that were demonstrably false. I attached a timeline. Not all my evidence, just enough. I wrote, I am not asking you to cancel your event. I am asking that if my name, image, employment, or alleged conduct is discussed, your team preserve the full recording and avoid editing any defamatory statements after broadcast. Then I copied my attorney, a real attorney. Attorney Malcolm Hayes. He had handled some estate matters for my family after my father died, and when I called him, he said, Viola, I do not practice social media drama. But defamation is not drama. That sentence almost made me cry. Because after weeks of strangers turning my pain into entertainment, one serious person called it by its legal name. Marcus replied in 40 minutes. Very professional. He said their team did not intend to host defamatory content and would ensure appropriate moderation. Then, 2 hours later, Dana messaged me again. She sent a screenshot from Chelsea's private chat. Chelsea had written, Viola emailed Marcus. She's trying to scare us. One of her friends replied, Don't say her name then. Chelsea responded, Number, I'm tired of acting like I'm the villain. I'm going to clear it up live. Another friend wrote, Stick to the script. Then Chelsea typed the line that opened the door. What script? The truth is whatever we say first. I saved it. Blue porch. The day of the live stream, I did not dress up. I did not pour wine. I did not invite friends over like it was a watch party. I made tea. I set my laptop on the coffee table. Brianna sat beside me with her phone ready to screen record. Attorney Hayes was not on the couch, of course, but he had told me exactly what to do. Do not engage, he said. Do not comment. Do not threaten. Preserve. Preserve, that word sounded less dramatic than revenge. But sometimes revenge is just preservation with good timing. The live stream started at 8 p.m. Chelsea looked flawless. White blazer, soft curls, glossy lips. Adrian sat beside her wearing a navy shirt I had bought him the previous Christmas. That hurt for half a second. Then the hurt became useful. The host opened with easy questions. Love, healing, public pressure, what it meant to choose happiness. Chelsea placed a hand over her chest. I've learned that when you know your heart is pure, you can't let bitter people rewrite your blessing. Brianna muttered, "Girl." I said nothing. The comments moved fast, Team Chelsea. Where's Viola? Tell the truth. Homewrecker. Did he cheat? Adrian looked uncomfortable. Chelsea did not. She was feeding off the attention. Then the host asked, "There has been a lot of conversation about timelines. Without getting messy, was there overlap?" Adrian opened his mouth. Chelsea touched his arm. A warning disguised as affection. She smiled. Number and I want to be very clear. People love to make women like me the villain because it's easier than admitting some relationships were already broken. The host nodded. Then he asked, "So the rumors about his ex cheating or being abusive, where did that come from?" That was the moment. The air changed. Chelsea leaned back. Adrian looked at her. One of her friends, sitting off to the side, whispered something. The microphone caught it. "Don't," Chelsea laughed lightly. "No, because I'm tired of being quiet." The comment section exploded. She continued, "I never wanted to speak on Viola directly, but since people keep bringing her up, let's just say there were reasons Adrian left." "Real reasons," Adrian said. "Chelsea." She ignored him. "You can't mistreat a man and then cry when another woman gives him peace." I watched her face. She believed she was winning. That is when arrogant people become generous with evidence. The host shifted, clearly nervous. "Do you have personal knowledge of that, or is that what Adrian shared with you?" Chelsea blinked. For the first time, she looked slightly caught. Adrian said, "We don't need to get into that." But Chelsea had built her whole brand on never backing down. So she smiled again. "I have enough knowledge." The host, probably remembering my email, asked the cleanest question in the world. "Were you aware of any evidence that Viola cheated?" Silence. Not long, but sharp. Chelsea looked at Adrian. Adrian looked down. Then Chelsea laughed. Irritated laugh. "Evidence? This isn't court." The host said, "Of course. I'm just asking because you said there were real reasons." The room got uncomfortable. One of Chelsea's friends reached forward, maybe to adjust something near the streaming laptop. The audio stayed live. Chelsea turned her head and whispered, but the microphone was still close. "Why is he asking like this?" Someone whispered back, "Because of the email." Chelsea's face changed. She thought the stream had cut to a sponsor slide. It had not. The main camera had frozen for a second, but the audio kept going, and that is when pressure finally became visible. It did not look like a villain screaming. It looked like a woman in a white blazer forgetting the internet could still hear her. Chelsea hissed, "I told you Marcus was scared." Adrian said, "Low, stop talking." She snapped back, "No, you stop. You're the one who told me she wouldn't fight back." My fingers went cold. Brianna sat forward. Chelsea continued, "We should have never used the cheating thing. That made people dig." Adrian said, "Chelsea." Then she said it. The sentence that turned the entire room into evidence. "She never cheated. We made that part up." The live stream comments froze, then erupted. "What screen recording? Say that again." "Viola didn't cheat. Did she just confess?" Chelsea stared at the production assistant. "Are we live?" Nobody answered fast enough. That silence was the confession's echo. Then Adrian stood up and knocked his chair backward. The host said, "We're going to take a quick pause." But there was no quick pause on the internet. There are only copies. Clips hit Twitter in 3 minutes, TikTok in 7, Instagram by 10. By midnight, the same gossip page that had called me toxic posted the clip with a new headline. Chelsea Monroe accidentally admits cheating rumor about Viola Carter was fabricated. Fabricated, a beautiful word. So much cleaner than made up. So much heavier. My phone started shaking with notifications. Apologies. Messages. People who had laughed now pretending they had always felt something was off. My manager Denise emailed me before 9 a.m. subject line, follow-up regarding prior concern. She wrote that HR had reviewed the new public information and considered the matter closed. I stared at that word. Some doors close like mercy, others close like evidence being filed. Attorney Hayes sent Marcus a preservation letter the next morning. By noon, the full live stream recording was secured. By Tuesday, Chelsea's champagne sponsor released a statement saying they were pausing the partnership. By Wednesday, the local media page removed the episode and apologized for allowing harmful, unverified claims to be amplified. But apology after exposure is not morality. It is cleanup. Adrian came to the house that Thursday. I saw him through the doorbell camera. He stood on the porch near the swing my father built, holding flowers he had not earned. I did not open the door. He called. I let it ring. Then he texted, "Please, Viola, I need to explain." I replied with one sentence, "All communication can go through my attorney." He sent 3 dots. Mine had been storage. His was surrender. The legal part took time. It always does. Real revenge is not as fast as a clip. It moves through letters, records, meetings, signatures, and people suddenly remembering they have responsibilities. Chelsea issued a video apology. No makeup, gray hoodie. She said she was deeply sorry for the role she played in a narrative that caused harm. Role she played. Like the lie was a movie and she had been cast by accident. She never said, "I lied." She never said, "I tried to ruin Viola Carter." She never said, "I turned another woman's heartbreak into content." But that was fine. The live stream had already said what her apology was too polished to carry. Adrian tried to negotiate the house. He wanted his share. Attorney Hayes sent over the financial records, my down payment, my father's inheritance transfer, Adrian's message admitting I carried the closing funds, his reduced contribution, his abandonment of the property. He did not walk away with nothing. This is not a fairy tale. But he walked away with less than he expected, and I kept the house. The blue shutters stayed. The porch swing stayed. My father's hands stayed where they belonged. 1 month after the confession, I sat on that porch with Brianna. The air smelled like rain and cut grass. My phone was face down on the table. For the first time in weeks, I was not checking what strangers thought about me. Brianna looked at the swing and said, "Your dad would have loved how quiet you were." I smiled. He would have told me to use fewer folders. She laughed. Then we sat there listening to the neighborhood settle into evening. I thought about Chelsea. Not with hatred. Hatred keeps people too close. I thought about the machine she trusted. The followers, the comments, the live stream, the ring light. She believed attention was power. But attention is not power when the truth knows how to enter the room. She mocked me in front of strangers. She called my pain bitterness. She wore my heartbreak like a brand deal. She thought stealing Adrian meant she had won the story. But some victories are just traps with better lighting. Because when she went live to clear her name, all I had to do was let her keep talking. The screen did not argue. The comments did not save her. The filter did not soften the sentence. And I did not need to raise my voice. I only needed one email, one preserved recording, and one woman arrogant enough to mistake a live stream for a throne. People asked me later why I never posted my own response video. The truth is simple. I did not want to become content inside the same machine that tried to eat me. I wanted my name back. I wanted my peace back. I wanted my house to feel like someone was waiting for me again. And eventually it did. Not because Adrian came home. Not because Chelsea apologized. Not because the internet changed its mind. I stopped measuring my worth by who chose me in public. I stopped confusing humiliation with defeat. I stopped thinking silence meant I had lost the argument. Sometimes silence is not emptiness. Sometimes silence is a locked drawer. And when the right moment comes, you open it. Chelsea wanted the world to watch me break. Instead, she gave them a front row seat to her own confession. And that is the thing about women like me. We do not always fight where they wound us. Sometimes we wait. Sometimes we document. Sometimes we let the liar build the stage, test the microphone, smile at the camera, thank the sponsors, and go live. Because proof does not need attention, it only needs access. And once the truth enters the room, even a live stream cannot mute it.